How do you solve radical equations? Now you know that radical equations are just those equations where you have a root. Let's say you have they've asked you to find the square root of x is equals to 1. What are you going to do? Well, it's just that simple. So you're going to do a square root on both sides, okay, and one square like that. So you know that the squares and the root will cancel, so you just remain with x. 1 squared is just the same as 1, right? Okay, so now what do we take? You should always check your solutions for what we call modulus functions and radical functions. Okay, always check your solutions. Okay, so now let's check this solution. If we're going to replace x with 1, so if you square the square root of 1, is it really equals to 1? The square root of 1 is equals to 1. So in this case 1 is a solution. Okay, then let's solve another one. What if you are given to solve the square root of let's say x minus 1? This is equals to 3. Okay, likewise you are going to do x minus 1, this you square on both sides, so 3 squared. Okay, so your square and your root will cancel. You have x minus 1 is equals to 3 squared, that is 9. Okay, x will be equals to 9 plus 1, so your x in this case will just be equals to 10. Now you have to check if it's really correct. If we get our equation, if we say 10 minus 1 is equals to 3, is it really equals to 3? So you know that 10 minus 1 is 9, right? Is equals to 3. So 3 is equals to 3. So you have a positive or a negative. So only the positive 3 is your solution. Okay, so this will be your solution set. 3 will be your answer there. Let's solve another one. What if you are given a negative, the square root of x plus 3? This should be equals to 5. Okay, so what are you going to do? You are going to do just that, x plus 3. You are going to square this is equals to 5 squared on both sides. Okay, now the negative here is just the same as negative 1, right? So what are you going to have? Negative 1 squared, it will just give you it will just give you a positive, right? So you have a positive here. Now the root and the square will cancel, right? So you just remain with x plus 3 like that. Okay, this will be equals to 5 squared, that will just give us a 25. Okay, now to make x a subject to the formula, we're going to say x is equals to 25 minus 3. Okay, so x in this case will just be equals to what? 22. Okay, so now we have to check if this 22 is really a solution. So we're going to say negative x, we're saying is 22, so it's 22 plus 3. This should give us 5. Okay, so what are we going to have? The square root of 22 plus 3, that is 25, is equals to 5, minus the square root of 25 is 5, is equals to 5. Now is 5, if it's negative 5 equals to 5? No. So because negative 5 is not equals to 5, it means our solution set in this case, it will just be equals to, our solution set in this case will just be an empty set, because we don't have solutions. Always check your solutions for modulus and your modulus and your radical functions. Let's solve the last one. What if you say you have a question like the square root of x plus 1 minus the square root of, let's say, 2x. This is equals to 0. So what are you going to do? Likewise, you are going to, but now for this one first, you have to at least move one of the square, the one with the root, to the other side. Okay, so we have a scenario where you have x plus 1, this is equals to, when the other one goes to the other side, it becomes positive, so root 2x like that. Okay, now you can square on both sides. So if we square this side, we also have to square the other side. Okay, so the square and the root will cancel, so you have x plus 1 is equals to, the square and the root will cancel, you have 2x. So what are you going to have? You put like terms together, so you have x minus 2x is equals to, let me take negative 1 the other side, so x minus 2x, that is just negative x, is equals to negative 1. So x in this case is equals to 1 like that. Okay, okay, now that the x is equals to 1, check your solution. So how are we going to check our solution? Again, we're going just to get the actual expression. So wherever there is x, we'll be replacing by 1. So 1 plus 1 minus the square root of 2, x is just 1, okay, is equals to 0. So 1 plus 1, this is the square root of 2, minus the square root of 2 multiplied by 1, that is just a 2, okay, is equals to 0. Okay, so a positive root 2 and a negative root 2 just give you 0, so 0 is equals to 0. So therefore our solution set is that 1 is our solution set. Okay, thank you, see you in the next session.